I'm Father Ronald Gonzalez. I'm the associate pastor here. I've only been here for a year and a half. I'm originally from Santa Fe, New Mexico. So, coming from Santa Fe, the culture is slightly different. There's some similarities, of course, but something similar happened to Santa Fe as the downtown area, which was originally the shopping area for the people there. They used to go down there to Woolworths, 5 and 10 cent stores, have now been turned into very, very expensive, pricey galleries, specialty stores, so that really the only people that you'll find downtown now are the tourists that are going down there to shop.
So if this plan goes through and the community is torn down to build a big box retail store in the Mercado, what effect is it going to have on the church and the community?
Well, a lot of our people that come here won't be living here anymore. They'll be going to other churches, I suppose, unless they have cars that they can come down here. But it would be like taking the French Quarter in New Orleans and knocking that down to put in new buildings and things like that. The barrio here is unique in that it has history. The buildings themselves are historic. And so it would be a loss to this community. Like anything else, it has to do with the people. Anytime that you have a project like this, of this magnitude, 125 acres, there's people involved. These are souls. These are people who have hopes and dreams, who are struggling. Sometimes a lot of them live from paycheck to paycheck, and they're the ones that are left out.
And they weren't consulted before this plan was put in place?
No. The poor are never consulted any time a plan like this is put in place. They're never consulted.
And this is the first project of this group. They intend to kind of create art as a form of resistance against this plan. What do you think of that idea?
Well, I'm glad that the students at least have a sense of history, of their and our culture, of wanting to come together as a group. As you can see them here coming together as a group to do what they can to get the word out and bringing them together as a community. Rather than destroying and separating, uniting and bringing together as community.
What's the reaction that you've heard from other parishioners and people that you run into here in the barrio?
The people that I've spoken with, they're scared, they're disappointed. They realize also that anytime that you have power and money coming together, usually power and money win out. And so some of them have already moved out. Some of them have packed up their bags and moved on to different places.
Now, what would your advice to the proponents of these plans, to the people in positions of power be? I mean, they've gotten this far, but if you were, would you ask them to start over and this time take the people into consideration? What would be the points that you would say?
Personally, how much is enough? These are people who already have plenty. Who oftentimes made their money elsewhere, like in Chicago or something. And that's great. But when they come into a community, they really ought to realize what is the value of the community here. What is it that they're overlooking? Who are the people that are being left out? And how much is, or when is enough enough? In other words, obviously, it has to do with money, making more money. But how about rebuilding? How about improving? How about saving the history that's here and building on that?
Do you think they know this history or value it even?
I seriously doubt it. Unless they've lived here, unless they have family here, coming in from out of town like I did, I'm learning, and I'm realizing just the richness of it. But there's a lot of love for the Mexican culture here, very much for their heritage, our heritage. I grew up there in Santa Fe, but here it's a much more predominantly, Mexican, and proud of it.